My brothers, welcome, welcome, welcome. You already know who it is. I'm D. It's the Future Fathers FF podcast. Give it up, give it up. Yes, sirs. How you been? My brothers, how have you been? How have your weeks been? What you been up to? Your week, not your weeks, your week. Man, we've been here, we've been talking, so, how you been, bros? What you been up to? How's work? As the missus, as your partner, as your baby mother. Most of all, bros, I hope you didn't have to beat nobody this week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. I've been all right. Thank you very much for asking. I've been okay. Work's not been too bad. It's been a bit... Actually, this week ain't been too bad, It's not been too bad. It's all right. It's okay. Apart from that, things at home's okay. Everyone in my house is all right. And I didn't have to beat nobody or punch no one up. So that's a good week. You get me? Bros, it's been a mad one though. Because, or should I say, the last couple of days has been a bit not. Yesterday in particular, I got vexed in the morning before I went to work. I was watching a video that spurred me on to doing this one. Or should I say, inspired me to do this one. Yeah? As I'm pretty sure you can tell from the title. Yeah? You can see it right there. This one's about them deadbeat dads. Because, shouts out to Abba and Preach, first of all, before I go on any further. Yeah? Because their video is the one that put me onto this one. Or somebody put them onto the video. And I saw their video. I'm doing my own one. Which is not a reaction. So. Where do I start? Where do I start? Let's start with the initial video. Or let me just explain to you what it is. There was a girl that put out a video saying her dad left her family when she was 5 to pursue a career in amateur breakdancing at 40 years old. I don't know the ins and outs of it. Dad, he did a reply video. Daughter did the next video. Dad did the next video after that. All right. So all comes down to the last couple minutes of the last video that I saw. She said that she's got a deadbeat dad. Dad left the house. He wasn't around. Wasn't there for her. Blah, blah, blah. So, Dad put up the video, his video, stating that he was there and, he was around to help her out and do things. And Dad proceeded to show videos and pictures of said child. And children, because he's got more than one, obviously. Well, not obviously. He's got more than one. And he's got videos. Not a video. Not a couple videos, like 2 or 3. A few is 3. Couple is 2. He's not got 1 and 2 pictures. Yeah. Donnie's got a catalogue. A catalogue of videos of them going on holiday to various different places. Beach, taking them out to dinner, taking them on ski trips, just going out with them. And then he's got videos. You can see the progression in their lives as well. You can see the children growing in his videos and his pictures. And he's also at graduations and things like that. There's me sitting down watching a video. And I'm like, wait, hold on a second. You don't get to say your dad weren't around. Yeah? Your dad was at graduation. Whether or not he was in your life, he was at graduation. But it wasn't just that. I'm just pointing out one specific thing that is important to a child to have their parents there. It is important for a parent to show their child support in those times as well. In general. Just in general. And as a parent myself, it's easy for me to be like, yo, do you know what? This needs to be blah, blah, blah. It should be like this. It can be like that. My goodness, when I saw Dad's videos and his pictures, I was like, this girl's mad. She's not. Like, obviously, I don't know. I can't say whether she's mad or not. I do not know. This is one person in the world that I have seen video evidence of or should I say, a video of her making a statement, and the parent she's making a statement about saying that's not exactly what it was like. It was like this. And dad went on to say, "Do you know, I do not blame my child." And bro, do you know what? It hurt me at the same time because I was like, this is a man, yeah, who, even though he was divorced from his wife, he tried to make an effort with his children. Man said he lived down the road from them. His son went and checked him, but his daughters didn't. He got remarried. His son still went and checked him. His daughters didn't. But he still made the effort to go and check his children. So, I don't know what you think about the whole situation. Yeah? But I don't necessarily think that qualifies my man for being a deadbeat dad. Now, when we're talking about deadbeat dads, we're talking about man who just Lego them you. Yeah? They don't respond for nobody. They're not responsible for nobody. And they're just lackluster with themselves. Yeah? Being a parent. I myself, at one point, thought I was a deadbeat dad, even though I live with my children. And that was only because I didn't have a job. I thought that I didn't think, let me just put it plainly, my brothers. I thought I was absolute dirt because I didn't have a job and I couldn't do what I felt was necessary for my children, what I was taught was necessary to be raising a family. Man didn't have work. So I felt like a deadbeat dad. Whether anybody else around me or outside my circle said you are or not, that's entirely up to them. I do not know. Nobody ever said it to me. But I can tell you this for sure. That's how I felt at that time. Knowing now what I've done and what I've been through and the experiences I've gained through being a parent, that's not a deadbeat dad. A deadbeat dad don't try and buy things for their youth. A deadbeat dad's not trying to make an effort to see their children. There's been times where I was not at home with my children. Best believe, my brothers, no matter where I was, even if man wasn't working, I still saw my children. I still made an effort to go and see my youth. Now, I come from a background where I could complain about certain things. But you know what? I've grown enough to see I don't have to complain. And you know why I don't have to? Brothers, there are a million people in a worse situation than I was in. There are going to be a million people more, and there were probably millions of people before me. That doesn't make me special in the grand scheme of things. It just makes my story unique to me. That's all. Yes, there are situations that hurt us in life. Yes, there are people that hurt us in life. Dads in particular on this subject, because as I'm trying to show you guys, and as I'm hoping that you're starting to see, search the internet, check your brethren, and see how many men you know that are actually putting in the work. And you know the funniest thing is, me and my brother was saying this last week, yeah? We notice that from our generation, yeah, there are a lot more brothers that are willing to do the hard work, the long graft. There are a lot more brothers because you have to imagine, yeah, a lot of us didn't grow up with that dad figure in the house. So the first thing we're doing when we have children, or should I say some of us, not all of us, the first thing we're doing is making sure that I'm here, making sure I do my job. I know what it's like to not have, so I'm going to make sure I give them. And a lot of us, or should I say, I don't want to say a lot because I don't know the statistics. I don't know the numbers personally. I need to start looking things up so I can come to you, man, with some numbers. I don't know what the numbers are, but there has to be at least, it's got to be at least 50-50. Do you know why? And you know what, my brothers, I always say this as well, yeah? It's got to be 50-50. Do you know why? Because if there's somebody doing something, there has to be somebody not doing something. And if there's somebody not doing something, there has to be somebody doing something. That's exactly how it goes. There has to be an opposite to what's going on. So if you know a deadbeat dad, I guarantee you somebody else you probably know is not a deadbeat dad. It's 50-50. You might know five deadbeat dads, and you might not know anybody else that's a decent dad. My brothers, that's life showing you just wait. Just wait. You're gonna find them, and when you do find them, it's gonna be more than you could ever imagine. Which is the truth. Because as I said, I grew up in a time where a lot of my brethren never had their dads around. I can name a few of them. I can name a few of them. I got two brethren from well, two friends, two associates now. One's my brethren since primary school, well, since nursery actually. He lived with his dad his whole school life. And looking back on it now, he was a different you. As me and my brother have said a number of occasions, children that grow with their mum and dad, they got a different kind of confidence. Brothers, you know, he actually did have a different kind of confidence. The first dude I'm talking about. The second dude I'm talking about, well, I knew three actually. Yeah, two was Turkish, one was mixed race. The two Turkish brothers live with mum and dad standardly. That was their life. Yeah, for them, confidence was it wasn't a thing. One of them, out of the two Turkish youths, yeah, was not a confident youth, and the only reason he wasn't confident was because he was quite short. That was it. Now, by anyone's standards, not one of those three had a deadbeat dad. Yeah, or if we're gonna go by today's standards, yeah, all three men were working. Yeah, all three men were working, and all three men were providing for their families. That's not a deadbeat dad by today's standards. Yeah. So that's three. Let's just take a class full of children, 30 children max. Yeah. And I can almost guarantee, I can say this because I was in a classroom in my school. My class was all boys. Yeah. So we're taking the boys just for happenstance sake. So you got a classroom full of boys, 30 boys in a classroom. Three of them's got dads living at home with them. What do you reckon the other percentage of the boys in the class living with their dads was when I was at school? And it was not 50-50, I can tell you that much. It was not 50-50. I can tell you it was about 70-30, which is quite funny because a few of the white youths in my school didn't have their dads at home either, which I found absolutely nuts. Like I knew bare white brothers who had mum and dad at home, but then I knew bare, and I'm talking enough white youths, yeah, that did not have mum and dad at home. And as far as I knew, from little growing up, from small, I always thought white parents, it was just mum and dad all the time. It wasn't until I started going to secondary school and I noticed, right, you know what, not everyone's got mum and dad. Not everybody. It's not everyone. So what's the split? As I said to you, it was about 70-30. Now, if I'm just gonna take those three and that situation, for example, yeah, that means that in one, let's just say one half of my life, yeah, from from born to 20 years old and from 20 until now, yeah, I knew a lot of youths and a lot of brothers that never had their dads around. Now imagine this. It's 2024. The majority of youths that I know that have got their dads living in their houses with them or providing, maybe not living with them, but being a provider for their children. I'm not even joking. Yeah, it's about 80-20. It is about an 80-20 split now. I know more man providing for their children and being a father to their children than I know deadbeat dads. I knew more when I was younger. Shouldn't that, as I'm growing, yeah, the world's getting, you know, not not bigger, but there's more people. Should it not? Should that number not be growing at the same time, at the same rate, exponentially? Like it just grows and grows and grows. It should do, but it didn't do that. I don't know what happened. I do know what happened. The youths who never had their dads wanted to be dads, or some of them. Let's just take 50% of them. So even if there was, what did I say, 70 30, yeah? 70% of the boys in my class didn't have their dads, 30% did have their dads. And we're talking about 30 children. You're telling me 10% of that class, now it might be a 70-30 split, but still a low number, still a low number of children with their dads. That should be, it should be, the flow should be normal, but it didn't turn out like that because, as I stated, a lot of us, myself included, grew without dads. We knew exactly what that was like. Now, the funny thing is, yeah, one of those three, as far as I know now, doesn't have children. One of them has children and is not around his children. One of them has children and is around them all the time. And these are the youths that I said grew up with their dads in the house. That is nuts to me. You grew up and you knew what it was like having your dad, and now you're not in your child's life like that. What? You know him, how him. Well, actually, the caveat of that is you've lived with dad, so you know what mum and dad's like. You don't know what it's like not having dad there. I suppose that, yeah, that's how that one goes. You don't know what it's like not having dad there. I know what that's like. It got my back up watching this video, and then thinking about my past and thinking about history with myself and my dad. And I was like, this girl doesn't know what she is talking about. Your dad pays for your college tuition, or at least helps. Your dad pays medical bills. Your dad does this, that, and the other. I don't know what my dad gave my mum. I have no idea. That's got nothing to do with me. I know what my dad did or did not do with me. I can remember an incident, was not an incident, it was more like an outing that I went on, that my dad came, he took me to. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this story before. He took me to, and when it was time to go home, it's not far from my house, but man's not there. Let's just say when the game finished and everything, went to play a football match, wasn't there. And I was like, this is mad. My friend's dad's here, mine's not. Sat in the car, went home. Sad story. For me anyway. Explaining it and listening to it now, I don't know what man had going on in his life. I don't know. But as a big man now, I can say, do you know what? I personally wouldn't have done that. But I can't say anything on that. I can't really speak on that because I don't know where it is. I could ask. As a big man, I could go to him and ask. But let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah? Leave that. That was then, this is now. I'm on a different wave. We're dealing with things differently. Yeah? I'm not a deadbeat dad. I'm gonna say that at least. At least I know that much. Excuse me. I'm not gonna say that I had a deadbeat dad. I'm not gonna say that. Do you know why? Because there are people in this world that actually have dads that don't care about them. Don't show them no love, no emotion, nothing. Don't help them out with nothing. Don't give them nothing. My dad's tried on a couple of occasions. And I won't say that it made me, it did make me feel away at the time. But as I said, growing into myself, being a dad myself, it's allowed me to see past certain things. It's allowed me to know that, you know what, you're quite capable of doing things that you thought you weren't capable of. And not only that, brother, just do it. Being a dad is hard. Being a deadbeat dad is, I don't know how easy that is, but I'm gonna assume that it's not. It can't be. That can't be too hard a job. You ain't really got no one to care about or anything. So you know, it's just one of those things, ain't it? No, it's not. No, it's not. You had a child. You're obligated to look after that child, to provide for that child, at least to provide for that child. You and the mother might have a circumstance or a situation going on where you can't be around each other. That's okay. Your children need you. Your child needs you. Because I don't know how many children you man got. I just got two. Yeah. You might have five, six, seven. I don't know. I got brethren that's got that many youths. That's what I'm saying. So brothers, it's just for me. It's just hard. It's actually no, no, no. It's for me. It's easy now to understand the depths of being a dad, but it's hard for me to see and hear other people talking about themselves and being like, "Well, I had it like this and I had it like that and blah blah blah." Yeah, but today's standards is not the same as yesterday's standards, and I'm talking about yesterday as in when I was younger. It's a little bit different. It's still the same. You're still a dad. You still got to provide. You know, I understand that it's a little bit different, but at the same time, do you know what's nuts? That that term deadbeat dad is just thrown around at so many people for so many different things. It is nuts. It sometimes it makes me wonder like really what is this term come to? A deadbeat dad is a dad for me, as I said to you, a dad that doesn't care, doesn't want to show emotion. You're not providing. You're not doing what's necessary of you as a father. I don't know if any of you agree with that, but that's just how I think. Or should I say, that's what I feel about the situation. It's not how I think, it's what I think about the situation. And yeah, I would say those are my feelings, but feelings don't really come into it. It's about what you think about the situation, how it develops in your brain, and how you, as a father, deal with it yourself. Now, you can hear some things. A lot of you probably heard things about deadbeat dads, and just it's nothing. Just water off a duck's back to you. I hear them things, and certain times, like the situation I emphasized, it just makes me kind of look at different situations around me. It kind of enhances the experience of fatherhood for me, because when I see things like that, it puts ideas in my head, things that I want to do with the boys, or things that I should be doing, things that I should say. You know, I didn't miss a beat when I saw the boys after I saw that video. Love you, son. Love you. Yeah, I love you too, dad. Just so my children know. I don't ever want my children to feel like, you know what, my dad didn't do this for me. My dad didn't do that for me. And as a boy, as a man, like, I cannot explain to you. Would have to experience it yourself. Excuse me. I cannot explain to you the amount of frustration that is inside you when you don't have your dad to talk to, or when you don't have your dad to tell you to do something. There's a lot of frustration because you tend to question yourself as a man. Why do I do this? Why am I like this? Why do I like these things? Why do I not like this? Why am I? There's so many questions that run around in our heads as men as to who and why we are when we don't have our dads around. When we have them, those questions get asked. You don't even have to ask a question certain time. You see your dad doing certain things, so you know, oh yeah, that's why I do that. Or like my boys, they would tell their girls all the time or their brethren, my dad does that. My dad does that. Or if they do something, yeah, their brethren will be like, you're just like your dad. Which is nuts, bro. Do you know what? I never heard that in my life. I never heard that in my life. I had my mum say to me, "You look like your dad." That's about it. My grandparents, you know, my aunt, family members telling me things that I know. I'm his child. Of course, I look like him. It's a bit dumb for you to tell me that, isn't it? Like you look like your dad. Of course, I do. But I never had anyone say to me, "You're just you do that just like your dad." Never, never. But the funniest thing is, I do things now, having been around him a little bit more. I do things myself, and I'm like, Shh, I've seen you do that, you know. Or the baddest thing is, the wickedest thing is now. Do you know what? I say things, and I hear my dad in myself. It's a bit daunting because I didn't grow up with him, not around like that. So there's it's a lot of whoa, okay, hold on, really? It's a lot of acknowledgement for me now. I'm like, wow, D Skip does that, really? Or like I said, I may say something and I hear him because I sound like him as well, a little bit. Not only a little bit, but I sound like him. So when I say things and I'm like, oh right, you actually do sound like him. It's it's not scary. It's like, oh real, for real? And it's not, as I said, it's acknowledgement. It's not that I'm happy. It's like, okay, right, bros, we, we're needed. We're needed. Like if you have a child, if you, my brothers, I'm gonna tell you this now, yeah. If you have a woman that is pregnant with your child, please, please, my brothers, I know how scary it is. I know how daunting it is, especially when you haven't had teaching, especially when you haven't seen what to do. I know firsthand exactly how scary that is. Don't turn away from it. As hard as it may seem, do not turn away from it. Embrace it. Go forward with it. Because I'm telling you now, I'm as the most high is my witness, I am telling you now, my brothers, you will never regret it. Never. Whether your child's bad or not, you will never regret it. I tell you why. Because you get to see them grow. You get to see their development from their little until they're big. If you get the chance. But it is so rewarding. Please, my brothers, simply just don't walk away from the responsibility of being a dad. It's scary, it's daunting, it's a hard task. But do you know what? You will be rewarded with laughter and joy for as long as you want it. As long as it can be provided to you by that child, it will happen. So, bros, you know what? As I said, it's all about deadbeat dads today, but we're trying to make less deadbeat dads. That's what we're trying to do. We don't want no more deadbeat dads. We want dads around that are going to do stuff with their children. We want dads around because we need them. We need them. Mostly because we want to be looked after when we're old. But thanks anyway. Well, I know I do. I'm not even a front. I know I do. I'm going to be a bugger when I'm old. Yeah. I'm going to be a proper rotten bugger when I'm old. I'm going to be cussing. I'm going to be doing all kinds of foolishness. And do you know what? My youths better don't want to tell me nothing. They better be just like, yeah, do you know, I expected this from you when you was old. Yeah? Because they know exactly what I'm like. I've told them 100 times. I've told them so many times, wait till I'm an old man. You lot are going to be so peed and annoyed with, man, because see when you got youths, I'm telling your youths the most stupidness. Go and pull your dad's clothes. Go and tie your dad's shoes together. Got all kinds of foolishness. Because I'm not trying to raise deadbeat dads. Yeah. And no matter what happens with my sons, whether they're with their partners or not, whether they're with their baby mothers or not, whether they marry their baby mothers or not, they will not be deadbeat dads. You know why? They've got somebody behind them that is willing to teach them and show them Wagwan. 1 second. Oh, you saying you good? Yeah. Stick your face in. Say hello. See him there. All right. He's not. He's coming in a bit. He's not here just yet. No, 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 you're all right. Yeah, yeah, because your mum's only gonna be like, "What are you going shop for?" Go with that. I'm just playing with him, you know. Go on then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. Sending the boy shop for me. That's what they're good for as well, you know. My brother say, "Well, you know, when they're big kids, you can send them out on road at night time and it's nothing." I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Anyway, my brothers. Yeah, as I said. Oh, let me fix this thing. Oh, he's coming back in here, and oh no, I left my things inside. Anyway, he's gonna be back in a sec. Yeah. So, brothers, as it is, the youth's back. Yeah. I need to make sure he's got money to go shop for me. But we're not trying to raise deadbeat dads. As you see the boy there, when he becomes a father, yeah, I'm going to be telling him, listen, yeah, the best thing you can do is just be there. The best thing you can do is try your hardest because trying will definitely get you somewhere, especially with your child. Especially with your child. Now, now, if the mother of said child wants the child to have nothing to do with the father, that's a whole next thing. Because you can do as much as you can as long as she allows you. And I know it sounds nuts saying, oh, as long as she allows you, my brothers, do you know what? Yeah, being a dad is that hard. You might not have access to your child because of the mother. Stand firm, stand strong. I got your back, bro. My brother's got your back too. Yeah, we got your back. You need to lean on us for a little bit. It's all right. But best believe, if you do your work, your children will come looking for you. My brothers, please, I beg you, do me a favor. Yeah. As you can see, we're available on all major platforms. Yeah, Anchor FM, Apple Podcast, Google Play, and Spotify. You can find us on Instagram, Future Fathers FF, and Say Nay Official. My guys, please do me a favor. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, do the flicky button, yeah, post notifications. So when there's another video that goes up, you know exactly when it goes up. My brothers, I'm D. This is the Future Fathers FF podcast. I beg you, stay well and stay blessed.